Assalamualaikum and good evening. Today we would like to present on our assignment one. The title that we choose is the 4-hour power blackout in 5 states. My name is Aiman Farisudin.
My name is Muhammad Khalis Lamani bin Syamsuddin.
My name is Shahanis Alisa binti Muhammad Sabri.
And my name is Aida Shahida binti Harun.
The first is the chronology of the incident. Okay, in 2003, the 4-hour power blackout in 5 states from just before 10 a.m. today, which hit Penang, Perak, Kedah, Perlis, and Kelantan, is totally unacceptable, and Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB should be compensate all the consumer in the 5 states affected by the power disruption. Malaysian, in particular the consumer in the 5 affected states, are entitled to a full and proper accounting for the cost of the tripping and the 4-hour power disruption. It is fortunate that the blackout happened on a national holiday, or the damage and loss in the 5 affected states would be very much higher.
Second is about the protection that system involve. So the objective of this distribution protection system is to minimize the duration of a fault and to minimize the number of consumer affected by the fault. The first one, recloser, a device that can detect phase and phase to ground overcurrent condition, interrupt the current if the overcurrent persists after a certain amount of time, and then automatically reclose the circuit to energize the line. So the second is sectionalizer, a device that construct a single or three-phase arrangement with hydraulic or electronic operating mechanism. Sectionalizer with hydraulic operating mechanism have an operating coil in series with the line. Each time an overcurrent occurs, the coil drive a piston that activates a counting mechanism when the circuit is open, and the current is zero by the displacement of oil across the chamber of the sectionalizer. And the third equipment is a fuse, an overcurrent protective device that used in distribution system, operate on the expulsion principle. They have a tube to confine the arc with the interior covered with the ionizing fiber and a fusible element. In the presence of a fault, the interior fiber is heated up when the fusible element melt and produce the ionizing gases which accumulate in the tube.
The third is the cause of the incident. Chief Executive Officer Datuk Piang Sukro told the TNB's nationwide power supply capacity was more than adequate, but the tripping which occurred that day was caused by the distribution system. TNB conducted maintenance work at one of its major distribution lines that day, but the one which was placed on the standby suddenly tripped. causing the outage. The cause of the incident. The tripping was due to glitches in the power distribution system and not caused by sabotage or low voltage capacity. A glitch can be regarded as a signal perturbation of a relative short duration which may unacceptedly occur and generally has an unknown origin. It typically refers to a very short self-recovery transient phenomenon. Glitches can result from a very poor quality power supply or noise on the power supply signal or power environment causing undue voltage spikes. More seriously, glitches can also be caused by hackers' attacks. Indeed, malicious persons may seek to voluntarily generate disturbances in the power input signal of the circuit in order to cause internal malfunction in the circuit. The penalty are triggered if National Grid is found to have breached its license by not maintaining the electricity grid to the required standard. Furthermore, the pay package including bonus of the chief executive and directors of National Grid are geared to the ability of National Grid to deliver power around the country. If an inquiry concluded that a power blackout was the fault of management, the chief executive and the directors would lose out financially, running into millions of pounds or tens of millions of ringgit.
The safety issue related. Based on additional safety and health regulation, electricity regulation 1994, part 4, maintenance. First, regulation 110, inspection and test for the purpose of maintenance of installation. To avoid danger and blackout, an installation must be kept in a good operating order and safety procedures must be implemented at all times. A, compen- a competent person must monitor, test, and calibrate any protective relay and device of an installation at least once every 2 years or whenever the Commission directs. Next. Second, Regulation 111, competent person undertake maintenance works. As mentioned in this regulation, the person that in charge of maintenance works must have a professional certificate or a person operating under the authority of a competent person. No one shall undertake to repair, replace, service or clean any equipment that is part of an installation. Third, Regulation 112, adequate safety precautions to be taken during work. Based on this regulation, a competent person must take reasonable care to avoid any installation or equipment from becoming alive accidentally or inadvertently when monitoring people under supervision.
Okay, for the solution for the future. Okay, some home users have a set of small low power electric generators that are only used for essential electrical appliances such as light. There are also consumers who install emergency light that light up automatically when the power supply is cut off and recharge if the power supply is restored. Computer system and other electronic equipment are exposed to the risk of the data loss and hardware damage due to the sudden power outage. Or to protect the computer system, the use of continuous power supply UPS can supply temporary power to the computer during a power outage, giving user the opportunity to store the data as well as shut down the computer in a proper manner to prevent the hardware damage. Thank you.